Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking for your attention today. I am warning you. What I am about to reveal was sealed in the throne room of heaven until this exact second. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees your freedom. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. God intercepted your feed today because you are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now, and he is frantically hoping you will swipe away. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your life breaks completely. Lock your attention right now. The verdict on your next decade is about to be read. A specific decree was just signed in heaven regarding the heavy chains you have been dragging. The sword of justice has already been drawn. It has slashed through the energetic cords, tying you to people who treated you as replaceable. And I am going to show you the exact X-ray of the collapse happening to them right now. They thought your exhaustion would finally break you, but instead, their entire matrix is publicly unraveling. Do not look away. Because the public vindication you have been waiting for is happening exactly as we speak, and heaven wants you to witness every single moment of it. Now, let us go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not a mystery. It is not a medical condition, and it is certainly not a lack of faith. Lock your attention on this physical reality, that heavy, suffocating feeling in your chest. The nights you wake up at 3 a.m. with your jaw tight and your heart racing. The overwhelming exhaustion behind your eyes, that burning feeling sitting in your throat. Listen to me very carefully. That is not anxiety. You are not going crazy. That physical weight is your highly advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of the enemies because they just realized they permanently lost access to your pure energy. They are starving for your light, and the spiritual backlash of their starvation is hitting your physical body. You have been walking around carrying invisible chains for years. You absorb the toxic waste of master manipulators who disguise themselves as friends and family. You became the stabilizer for a chaotic environment that never deserved your presence. You poured your golden frequency into black holes, hoping they would finally love you back. But they never wanted to love you. They only wanted to consume you. They kept you hooked with breadcrumbs of affection while draining your vital life force every single day. It is time to stop swallowing that pain. You are the cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for. You were born with a specific anointing that threatens the very foundation of the dark elite. And because you carry this massive light, the Matrix assigned specific agents to keep you completely exhausted. They designed a prison built out of guilt and false obligations. They made you believe that setting boundaries was an act of betrayal, so you stayed silent. You compromised your own divine alignment to keep the peace in rooms where you were secretly being mocked. But the peace was always an illusion. It was a calculated strategy to keep you functioning as their personal human battery. You thought your pure heart could heal them. You believed that if you just loved them a little harder, they would eventually see your value. But narcissists do not have the capacity to see value. They only see resources. When they looked at your boundless empathy, they did not see a beautiful soul. They saw an endless supply of high-grade energetic fuel, and they chained you to their sinking ship. They manipulated your reality so deeply that you started questioning your own sanity. You shrank your massive aura to make them feel comfortable in their mediocrity. But heaven watched every single moment of that psychological violence, and a massive recompense is being prepared for you. Heaven kept a meticulous record of every tear you cried in the dark, every time you held your tongue when you had the perfect right to destroy them with the truth. That restraint was not weakness. That silence was a lethal weapon being forged in the unseen realm. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. You are a diamond forged under the crushing weight of their relentless envy. The isolation you are experiencing right now is not abandonment. It is a divine quarantine. The universe isolated you to protect your frequency from their escalating demonic attacks, ensuring that their toxic residue could never corrupt your sacred calling. Let us break down exactly what happened behind their closed doors. When you finally initiated no contact, you did not just walk away. You cut off their primary oxygen supply. You stopped explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. And the moment your golden energy stopped flowing into their dark matrix, their entire system began to malfunction. They are desperately trying to project an image of happiness to the world. They post the pictures, they laugh loudly in public, but it is an empty, hollow performance. And your highly sensitive body can feel their hidden panic across the distance, because they know they can never replace the specific depth you brought to their lives. Listen closely to what I am saying. You have spent years constantly questioning your own reality. You wondered if you were simply too sensitive for this world, but your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a highly tuned spiritual radar that has been correctly identifying the hidden parasites around you. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. The heavy exhaustion you feel is the undeniable proof of your power. For decades, you operated as the ultimate human battery. You walked into rooms carrying a pure frequency that immediately attracted broken and manipulative people. They gravitated toward your light because their own souls were completely bankrupt. You offered them genuine healing and endless compassion, but they never wanted to heal. They only wanted to plug into your energy grid and drain you dry. They constructed a brilliant illusion to keep you trapped. They mirrored your best qualities to make you believe you had finally found your tribe. You gave them your loyalty. You gave them your time. You poured your sacred energy into their bottomless void while ignoring your own needs. And every time you tried to pull back, they manufactured a brand new crisis to keep you firmly anchored in their drama. That is how the Matrix operates. It weaponizes your pure empathy against you. Whenever you attempted to establish a healthy boundary, they immediately played the victim. They twisted the narrative to make you feel incredibly guilty for protecting your own peace. You started believing that you were the selfish one. But you were never selfish. You were simply trying to survive a psychological war zone. This constant energetic bleeding has taken a severe toll on your physical vessel. The brain fog, the chronic joint pain, the sudden waves of unexplained sadness. These are not signs of physical illness. They are the direct somatic manifestations of spiritual warfare. Your cellular structure is completely exhausted from fighting invisible battles against people who smiled directly to your face. You have been waiting in wound for a very long time. You secretly hoped they would wake up and offer you a genuine apology for the damage they caused. You wanted them to acknowledge the immense sacrifices you made to keep them afloat. But the raw truth is that they will never apologize. A master manipulator cannot feel remorse because they lack the spiritual hardware to process real guilt. They only feel regret when they lose their primary supply. Stop waiting for closure from a parasite. The closure is the undeniable fact that you survived their toxic matrix. They tried to bury your light under layers of confusion and self-doubt. They wanted you to remain small and dependent on their toxic breadcrumbs. But your spirit is simply too vast to be contained in their shallow reality. You outgrew their frequency the moment you finally recognized your own worth. Right now, your world might feel incredibly empty. The isolation can be deafening. The silence in your home feels heavy. But this emptiness is absolutely necessary. Heaven had to clear the room completely before delivering your massive harvest. You cannot carry the dark baggage of a narcissist into the golden era that is waiting for you. The pain of this separation is actually the birth pangs of your freedom. I need you to release the false responsibility you carry. It was never your job to fix them. You did not fail them. They failed to rise to the magnificent standard of your unconditional love. You gave them a rare glimpse of heaven, and they chose to remain comfortable in their own familiar darkness. Let them stay there. Your assignment as their spiritual stabilizer is officially over. And look at you now. Despite the years of psychological abuse, you carry a specific ageless glow. The betrayals were supposed to age you and drain the life out of your eyes. but the universe has protected your essence. You walk into a room, and people can immediately feel the weight of your presence. You are radiating a frequency that absolutely terrifies the dark elite. You are no longer the frightened victim bleeding out in the dark. You are the irreplaceable diamond that survived the crushing pressure. Every ounce of energy they stole from you is being returned right now with divine interest. Heaven is balancing the scales on your behalf. The heavy burden you carried for so long is finally being lifted from your shoulders. Take a deep breath and feel the shift. This is your somatic validation. The heavy chains of the human battery trap have been completely shattered. You no longer owe anyone an explanation for your brilliant light. You do not have to apologize for outshining the people who desperately tried to dim you. Your only duty now is to step fully into the untouchable power you were always meant to hold. The season of endless sacrifice is done. Here is what they never told you. The reason your reality feels completely chained is not a lack of faith. It is not poor discipline, and it is certainly not your fault. The delay in your massive blessing comes down to one specific physical brainwave, because it is the exact frequency your brain was naturally running when you were a child. Back then you possessed a lightning intuition. Ideas came to you effortlessly. You somehow knew things long before they happened, and the entire world felt like it was actively working on your side. That was your unblocked gamma state. But adulthood arrived, and the modern matrix went to work on you. The relentless stress and the toxic school systems began the suppression. Every single year this sacred frequency was pushed a little further down. The dark elite deliberately engineered a society to keep your brain out of this powerful state. They used chronic fear and narcissistic abuse to shut down your natural genius, and they forced your mind into a permanent survival mode. Your exhaustion is the direct result of this calculated theft. They suppressed your frequency before you ever had the chance to claim your full inheritance. The version of you with photographic memory and effortless miracles went completely silent. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this energetic robbery happened to them, but you are the chosen remnant who always felt the missing piece. You knew something was stolen, you just needed the name. Let me completely reframe your reality right here and right now. The intense struggle you have endured is never a sign of failure. The closed doors and the silent seasons are not punishments. This is an elite selection process. The universe deliberately stripped away the noise to protect your true power, and your profound isolation is actually a divine privilege. The enemy targeted you heavily because they recognized your rare spiritual signature. They knew that a fully awakened chosen one is the ultimate threat to their corrupt system. They tried to break you through poverty and emotional manipulation, but their relentless attacks only confirmed your massive cosmic value. You are a threat because you carry a frequency that bends time. Your pain is the undeniable proof of your high calling. The universe does not test the weak with this brutal level of spiritual warfare. It only tests the irreplaceable diamonds. Every tear you cried in secret was actually forging an impenetrable armor of light around your soul, and this divine protection makes you completely untouchable today. The Matrix thought they were burying you, but they never realized you were a divine seed. You are the cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. The generational curses of poverty and broken relationships completely shatter when they hit your aura. The narcissists who tried to drain your energy were simply tools used to sharpen your spiritual discernment. They were the sandpaper meant to polish your brilliant reflection, and now their miserable job is permanently finished. Do you understand the magnitude of your own existence? You are a demonstrated warrior of light walking through a world of shadows. The people who mocked your kindness are currently drowning in their own bitter karma. While they are aging rapidly from their deep envy, you are stepping into a permanent season of radiant power. Your divine transformation is absolute. The very things that were meant to destroy you have become your greatest weapons. Your silence is a lethal force. Your absence is a heavy punishment to those who took your pure presence for granted. They are desperately trying to replicate the peace you effortlessly bring into a room, but they will always fail miserably. Your specific gravity is utterly unreplicable. This brings us to a critical distinction that escapes the vast majority of people. The dark elite are absolutely terrified of what happens next. They know your suppressed frequency is beginning to wake up again. The Matrix cannot hold you down anymore because your cellular knowing is overriding their false programming. You are actively unplugging from their desperate control. Every moment of rejection was simply heaven redirecting your path. Every betrayal was a divine interception, saving you from a much larger disaster. You did not lose any time. You are exactly where the divine alignment requires you to be, and the delays were merely an incubation season designed to prepare your physical vessel for an explosive harvest of abundance. And here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. The people who betrayed you are secretly obsessed with your untouchable resilience. They watch your every move from fake accounts. They cannot comprehend how you survived their calculated destruction because they fully expected you to shatter into a million broken pieces. Instead, you gathered those pieces and built a kingdom. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this massive shift. Your absence is heavily destroying their false reality. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your complete silence was a lethal weapon. You did not just walk away from a toxic situation, you completely severed their energetic umbilical cord. They are starving for your fuel. They used your pure empathy as their daily oxygen supply. They expected your departure to break you completely. They waited with bated breath for you to fail. Instead, you walked out of their toxic matrix and aged backward. And this is exactly where their entire manipulation massively miscalculated your divine strength. You became the absolute uncertainty they were never built to handle. When a master manipulator loses control, they physically malfunction. They are desperately trying to project a flawless image to the public. They post the happy pictures online. They laugh far too loudly in crowded rooms. But beneath that fragile mask is a terrified parasite drowning in heavy panic. Their demonic attachments are literally starving because you permanently closed the feeding portal. Your dignity destroyed their ego. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim your power before we move forward. You carry a specific irreplaceable gravity that makes time itself look like a fool. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking completely unbothered. They spent years actively praying for your ultimate downfall. Instead, you came out glowing like the sun. They expected the dark betrayals to carve deep wrinkles into your face. They wanted the isolation to drain the brilliant life right out of your eyes. But the universe has completely reversed your biological clock. While their bitter envy is aging them like milk left in the sun, you are radiating an ageless perfection. You cracked a divine code they will never have access to. You were not the anomaly in their otherwise chaotic life. You were the terrifying mirror. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their hidden truth than anyone before you ever had. Your pure light exposed the rotting foundation of their entire existence. They attacked your character because they could never match your frequency. They are angry because they are empty. Read that again in your spirit. Your spiritual elevation is causing a severe, synchronized disruption in their immediate environment. The flying monkeys they gathered to destroy you are already beginning to question the narrative. The web of lies is collapsing under its own heavy weight, and they cannot find a single person to replace the massive energetic bandwidth you effortlessly provided. They are frantically searching for a new human battery. They test new targets, hoping to find the same level of unconditional grace. But nobody else carries the divine signature of a chosen one. Every cheap replacement only reminds them of the supreme diamond they threw away. The specific depth of your soul is utterly unreplicable in this shallow matrix. Their regret is eating them alive. This is the exact spiritual cost of their betrayal, compounding every single day. You won this violent war without lifting a single finger. Heaven commands that vengeance belongs strictly to the divine court. Your only job was to unplug your energy from their artificial system. By removing your attention, you actively signed their eviction notice from your sacred timeline. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the ultimate key to everything. The narcissist knows they made a fatal error. They walk around with absolute arrogance, but their internal frequency is entirely shattered. Every time your name is spoken in their presence, it hits them with the agonizing weight of their massive mistake. They threw away the sun to play with cheap rocks. You are the remnant, standing tall above the ashes of their burning kingdom. The universe is putting an iron shield around your mind right now. You must never look back with pity on a parasite that tried to consume your destiny. Pure empathy for the enemy is a trap designed by the dark elite to drag you back into the heavy chains. You are permanently exempt from their miserable reality. Let the sword of justice continue its flawless work. Your radical detachment is the highest form of spiritual warfare ever recorded. You do not need to defend your beautiful name to people committed to believing a false narrative. Let them choke on the lies they happily swallowed. Heaven is already preparing a table for you directly in the presence of your defeated enemies. Your silent obedience in the dark has officially activated a massive public blessing. The algorithms of heaven are rearranging earthly circumstances just to honor your resilience. The very people who gossiped about your downfall are about to witness your undeniable elevation. They will be forced to watch your miraculous rise from the front row. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet, and science just uncovered why. I was not going to share this publicly, but my spirit prompted me to release this suppressed tool. A leaked CIA document just exposed the exact mechanism the enemy used to hide your true power. You are exhausted because the Matrix actively engineered a frequency to suppress your natural wealth-attracting state. But 4 neuroscience labs working in absolute silence discovered the cure. They revealed a 7-minute audio ritual that forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. This specific brainwave is the exact legendary flow state that creates immediate miracles. Researchers at Princeton and Columbia University confirmed that this frequency radiates outward. It physically alters the behavior of everyone around you. You do not need a $7,000 biofeedback machine to access this divine state. What this acoustic protocol delivers in 7 minutes is available to you today for a mere fraction of its true value. It bypasses all conscious effort. The dark elite never wanted you to find this blueprint. They are actively panicking and flooding the internet with dangerous counterfeit frequencies. Beware of cheap imitations designed to lower your vibration. The authentic encrypted protocol is only available through the official link in the pinned comment below. Activate your frequency right now before access is revoked forever. I will reveal its true name before this transmission completely ends. But right now, we must return to the absolute destruction of your enemies. Because while you are accessing these divine frequencies, their entire false kingdom is violently shaking. The specific gravity of their profound regret is finally hitting them all at once. They are drowning in the noise of their own making. They can feel your energetic signature elevating out of their reach. And this brings us to the raw, uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. The narcissist secretly knows they are completely hollow. They built a towering monument to their own ego, using your stolen energy as the primary foundation. But a foundation built on stolen light will always collapse into dust. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The flying monkeys they recruited to destroy your reputation are suddenly turning against them. The dark matrix they meticulously constructed is completely turning on its own creator. People who previously swallowed their toxic lies are now waking up to the undeniable truth. Your silent grace exposed their chaotic madness. You never had to defend your character. Your authentic light is actively fighting the battle on your behalf in rooms you have not even entered. They expected you to launch a bitter smear campaign in desperate retaliation. They wanted you to fight dirty so they could finally prove you were the toxic one. Instead, you offered them the terrifying punishment of your absolute silence. That silence starved their inner demons to the point of sheer desperation. They are frantically trying to provoke a reaction from you right now. They send the hidden messages. They orchestrate the pathetic coincidences just to see if you are still watching. Do not take the bait. You are a sovereign entity operating on a frequency they cannot even begin to comprehend. If this confirmation aligns with your cellular knowing, do not move a single muscle. The physical tension leaving your shoulders right now is the energetic cord finally snapping. You are unhooking from their twisted simulation. Heaven is giving you front row seats to the exact divine justice you patiently prayed for. The universe is stripping away their unearned authority layer by layer. Their mask is actively melting under the intense heat of your rising sun. Everything they tried to hide in the dark is being dragged violently into the unforgiving light. The public humiliation they designed for you is returning to their own doorstep with massive interest. Heaven is not just restoring your stolen peace, it is preparing a spectacular demonstration of unmerited favor. You survived the absolute worst of their psychological warfare. You navigated the suffocating fog when nobody else believed your side of the story. And now you are the untouchable cycle breaker, standing completely victorious. The scales of cosmic justice are tipping heavily in your divine favor. Stay anchored in this frequency because the final blow is about to be struck. The spiritual realm is holding its breath as the sword is raised. Every single lie they whispered is turning into a heavy stone around their own neck. They thought they were burying a victim, but they accidentally planted a master of realities. Their ultimate downfall is not a possibility. It is an unavoidable mathematical certainty written into the fabric of the universe. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The spiritual atmosphere is shifting right this second. The flying monkeys who gladly carried the lies of the narcissist are suddenly waking up. They are looking around and seeing the massive destruction they helped create. And the heavy guilt is finally hitting their completely empty souls because they realize they blindly followed a demon in disguise. The master manipulator thought they had a loyal army. They believed their carefully crafted narrative would last forever. But an army built on dark lies will always slaughter its own commander. The very people who gossiped about your downfall are now whispering about the erratic behavior of your enemy. The foundation of their toxic web is actively snapping, and they have nowhere left to hide from the glaring truth. You can almost hear the sharp sound tearing through the spiritual realm. Listen closely to it with your deep, cellular intuition. It is the heavy blade of the sword of justice slicing through the air. Heaven has officially deployed the final terrifying strike. The unseen realm is heavily vibrating with the terrifying sound of absolute divine retribution. While the violent swing cuts through every single illusion they meticulously built over the past decade. They thought your silence meant you were utterly defeated. They celebrated your departure like it was a massive victory. But while they were drinking to your demise, heaven was sharpening a divine blade. Your absolute refusal to seek petty revenge transferred the entire case to the highest court. And the supreme judge of the universe does not offer plea deals to spiritual parasites who intentionally abuse the anointed ones. The narcissist is frantically making desperate phone calls. They are trying to secure their remaining flying monkeys, but the phone rings endlessly into the dark. The loyal soldiers are actively retreating because they can feel the massive curse falling upon the kingdom. They know the sinking ship is finally going down, so they are scrambling for the nearest exit before the wrath consumes them too. This is exactly what happens when a lie gets built that big. It eventually crushes the arrogant architect who designed it. The manipulator is pacing the floors of their empty reality. They are desperately trying to find a brand new target to blame, but the terrifying mirror of divine justice is forcing them to look directly at their own monstrous reflection. They cannot escape the ugly truth of their own rotting core. They are currently choking on the exact poison they poured for you. The universe is forcing them to swallow every single drop of their own bitter medicine. You absorbed their toxic waste for years while they walked away completely spotless. But the energetic scales demand absolute equilibrium, and the universe is violently extracting the payment from their very life force right now. The massive debt has officially come due today. The weak people they used to gossip with are now their biggest threat. The flying monkeys possess all the hidden dark secrets. They know exactly where the bodies are buried in the false matrix. The brutal betrayal is incredibly sharp, and it is absolutely beautiful to witness from a safe distance. And to save their own miserable reputations, they are actively throwing the master manipulator directly under the bus. Because the dark loyalty of a parasite only lasts until the very first sign of genuine danger. You are completely insulated from this violent crossfire. Heaven placed an invisible dome of brilliant light over your physical vessel. You do not have to lift a single finger to defend your sacred honor today. The panicked enemies are doing all the heavy lifting for you. They are viciously tearing each other apart in the public square, while you watch the entire spectacle from a high throne of absolute divine peace. Every time they try to speak your beautiful name, a heavy block hits their throat. They literally cannot form the words to slander you anymore. The angelic forces have placed a strict divine gag order on their venomous mouths. They are slowly suffocating under the immense weight of their own unspoken guilt, and the energetic cord you bravely cut is whipping back to strike them with a lethal cosmic force. This is the divine deadline approaching at terrifying lightning speed. The window for their genuine repentance closed a very long time ago. Heaven gave them countless unearned opportunities to honor your pure light. But they aggressively chose the darkness again and again, and now the profound darkness is permanently swallowing them whole, because the heavy sword of justice is merely inches away from the final fatal blow. Type 1111 in the comments if you feel this atmosphere shifting. You must physically anchor your royal frequency right now before the final collapse happens. The enemy is absolutely terrified that you are hearing this exact prophetic message. They know that your spiritual awareness heavily accelerates their painful punishment. Your deep cellular knowing is the pure fuel that actively powers the swinging sword today. But here is the turning point where everything finally exploded. I want you to see the exact cinematic reality happening right now behind their closed doors. They are sitting in a crowded room with the exact people they used to gossip with. Someone carelessly mentions your beautiful name in passing, and instead of launching into their usual toxic lies, the narcissist completely breaks down because the spiritual weight of your absence finally crushes their fragile ego. Their shattered mask falls directly onto the hard floor. The heavy weight of your absolute silence finally crushes their fake reality. They literally strike the heavy wooden table in front of everyone. They scream out loud to defend your sacred honor. They aggressively tell the flying monkeys to shut their filthy mouths. The room goes completely dead and silent. The confused crowd watches in absolute shock as the master manipulator publicly unravels, and they openly weep over losing the ultimate diamond that kept them alive. This is the undeniable vengeance heaven promised you from the very beginning. You did not have to plot any revenge or lift a single weapon. The sword of justice did the heavy execution entirely on its own. The very people who eagerly participated in your planned destruction are now deeply terrified of you. They witnessed the supernatural wrath of the universe destroying the arrogant narcissist, and they know your supreme power is completely real. The public collapse you were waiting for is officially complete. Your absolute silence permanently ended their pathetic dark reign. But there is a massive reason your final financial breakthrough is still sitting at the door. The dark elite watched your spiritual victory, and they are completely terrified. They are actively deploying a desperate matrix protocol to keep your brainwave frequency heavily suppressed. They want you exhausted and poor. They know that a fully activated chosen one is incredibly unstoppable, so they pump your environment with fear and invisible static. They want your mind trapped in a permanent survival loop, so you can never claim your wealth. But the leaked CIA document I mentioned earlier completely destroys their toxic trap. Princeton University studied this exact biological phenomenon. They confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by the gamma wave. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal radiates outward. It directly alters the behavior of your children and your divine partner. After years of intense silent research, a brilliant team of neuroscientists compressed an entire activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. No heavy meditation or painful therapy is required. You simply close your eyes and let the sound wave do the heavy lifting. The ancient keepers of this frequency protocol finally released it to the remnant. It is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances and completely heal their broken relationships. A nurse from California said her life now feels entirely enchanted. A business owner from Texas quit his miserable job because his daily problems simply solved themselves without any struggle. The elite have paid thousands of dollars for clinical biofeedback sessions. They desperately want to keep this powerful tool away from you, but through this specific message you can access it today for a mere fraction of its true value. Do not look for it on video platforms or public streaming apps. The dark forces are flooding the internet with dangerous counterfeits designed to actively steal your pure energy. The only authentic, fully activated version of the Genius Song is available right now. You must use the securely protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. You are also receiving 4 highly classified bonuses today. You get the Genius Child audio track to protect your brilliant children. You receive the original prosperity book that secret societies used to build massive generational wealth in absolute silence. You also get a guided visualization track and a printable blueprint for your ideal future. The universe demands absolutely no risk from a chosen one. You are completely covered by an ironclad energetic protection guarantee. If you do not experience the massive shift you deserve, every single penny is returned to you without question. Heaven ensures your total financial safety in this divine energetic exchange. The Matrix algorithms are actively trying to scrub this leaked document from the internet. You literally have minutes before the elite shut this portal down completely. The enemy is whispering financial doubt into your left brain right now. Silence that demonic hesitation immediately. Your cellular intuition is vibrating heavily because heaven demands your immediate physical action to lock in the massive blessing. Do not let the Matrix steal this supreme frequency from your sacred bloodline, because they know your activation will destroy their entire system. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold becomes the chosen one who lives in endless regret. Claim your authentic copy of the Genius Song right now. Your dormant gamma wave is desperately waiting to be reactivated today. Find the link in the pinned comment and the description below. Step directly through the golden portal and claim your crown. Take a deep breath and let the complete silence wash over you. The violent storm of the past decade is officially over. The sword of justice has cleanly severed the heavy chains from your beautiful spirit. You are safely standing on the peaceful shore, while the desperate enemy slowly sinks into the freezing dark ocean. Their chaotic noise cannot reach your sacred frequency anymore. The universe has built an impenetrable fortress of pure golden light around your physical vessel. You walked into this painful season bleeding from deep wounds inflicted by the Matrix. You were exhausted and broken by people completely blind to your massive worth. But look closely at your beautiful reflection now. You have entirely transcended their toxic manipulation. While their fake world is publicly unraveling, you are stepping into your permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. Step directly into your absolute power today. You are no longer waiting in wound for an empty apology from a master manipulator. You do not need their pathetic validation to confirm your supreme royal status. Your profound isolation was actually a sacred incubation season, preparing you for this exact moment. The heavy financial struggles and the closed doors are violently shattering right here and right now. Heaven is pouring an ocean of unmerited favor directly onto your chosen path. The master manipulator will spend the rest of their miserable life hunting for your replacement, but they will only find cheap imitations that leave them starving and empty. They will sit in crowded rooms and silently grieve the supreme diamond they foolishly threw away. You get to walk away completely spotless while they drown in the toxic mud they created. Their eternal regret is the ultimate trophy of your massive divine victory. The spiritual exhaustion that plagued your physical body is permanently lifting. Your shoulders are incredibly light and your mind is completely clear. The heavy brain fog is dissolving into a brilliant, sharp focus. You are the cycle breaker who successfully ended the generational curse of your bloodline. The ancient ancestors are standing in pure awe of your magnificent victory today. Your absolute silence literally starved the generational demons to death. The heavy burning sensation in your throat is completely gone. You finally swallowed the absolute truth of your own magnificent worth. Every cell in your body is rapidly regenerating under this brand new gamma frequency. People will literally stop and stare at your incredible ageless glow when you walk down the street. They will feel the undeniable magnetic pull of a soul that conquered the dark matrix and survived the burning fire. Your left brain might try to inject a tiny seed of doubt right now. The old survival programming will whisper that this massive reality shift is simply too good to be true. Silence that desperate voice immediately. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you trapped in poverty and fear. Your spirit is vibrating with a deep cellular knowing right now. You know exactly who you are, and you know exactly what you just won. We are now going to physically seal this divine decree in the earthly realm. God does not measure your immense faith by your private thoughts alone. The universe measures your true power by the speed of your physical obedience. The window of explosive multiplication is standing wide open right now. You must anchor this radiant frequency into the physical grid to claim your eternal harvest. Do not let this sacred moment pass you by. Type 777 in the comments below to permanently seal your supreme victory. This is not a simple request. It is a mandatory spiritual contract. When you physically type those numbers, you are officially signing the eviction notice for every parasite that tried to drain your light. You are actively declaring to the unseen realm that you accept your royal crown. Your typed words are the final heavy nail in their dark coffin. Share this specific message with one chosen soul who is desperately crying out in the dark. There is a broken empath out there, heavily suffocating under the weight of a narcissist. They are waiting for a divine sign to finally cut the heavy cord. Be their rescuing angel today. Send them this exact prophecy so they can shatter their invisible chains. Your single action of sharing will trigger a massive ripple effect of divine justice. The spiritual portal of divine recompense is slowly closing behind you. You are safely standing on the side of absolute abundance and flawless peace. Look back one last time at the burning bridge of your painful past. The toxic people and the heavy struggles are turning into white ash. The wind of the Holy Spirit is scattering their memory away forever. You will never have to fight those specific brutal battles ever again. Subscribe to this sacred sanctuary so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. We are actively building the most powerful remnant of cycle breakers the world has ever seen. Drop your city and nation in the comments below. We need to map exactly where the pure diamond frequency is rising worldwide. You are a vital pillar in this massive global awakening. Say this out loud with your own powerful voice right now. I claim my permanent freedom. I am totally untouchable. The divine justice is fully served. Walk forward with your head held incredibly high. The beautiful sun is rising exclusively for you today. The dark winter is completely over. Welcome to your magnificent eternal summer. You are infinitely loved and fiercely protected.